Hey, hello. I couldn't check to see if I still had a strike on my account prohibiting me from doing live, but here I see you. Hello. So I guess I'm live. Ooh, they gave me back my privileges. Glory be. Nice to see you here with me. I'm out of the doghouse apparently, so that's a good thing. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. It is May 6th. And apparently we are 2 days away. Yes, Angel. So, I got in trouble apparently back in February. I got a strike because of a naked lady on a card. So I had to go and put skirts and bras on everybody. Hi. We got some sage here. Clear out the space. Amazing. You're all here. That's amazing. Well, we got some stuff. Yeah, apparently, the mother, the Queen of Heaven, the curse has been broken. She's been emancipated. She's free. They have been unaliving her as the rose for centuries, and now she's kicking their ass, and they're not happy. And they're really trying to mimic her every move. So apparently, in these other dimensional spaces, she's looking at the children. She's advocating for those who had been unalived in a ritual and then flipped, twisted. What I saw in the vision was a boy, and he had numbers above his head. It was like 70,000 something dollars, or the number was like 72 or something thousand. Da, 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 da. Thank you, Manifestor 1980. And the number was like read left to right, 72 or whatever the number was, comma, da, 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 da. And then it was mirrored backwards, right on the same line over his head. So it's like somebody had harvested him, I suppose. And she was looking at all of this, and I hear these nasty men over there. They're complaining that she's advocating for the what did he call them? I haven't written my notes down yet. She's advocating for those who had been taken. All their wealth, all of their value had been stripped from them. And so, yeah, that's going down. And these guys are real upset because she's transferring the wealth back where it goes. And I just read a Twitter post about somebody, some big leader out there doing the transfer, and it's so wild to me because I can see very plainly that they're trying to mimic the patterning that the Holy Mother, the Divine Mother, is making or taking in this other dimensional space. So here in the 3D is trying to mimic it. It's kind of sick and sad, but it is what it is, I suppose. So anyway, we got a beautiful transition going along, planetary wise. I have heard somebody recently, masculine, say that we're on the brink of a disaster. There's going to be total collapse. They can't hold it together any longer. Regardless of how much wealth they're trying to pilfer from whoever, wherever, whatever, it's not enough and they can't hold it together. But they're building stories out there that mimic the mother's story and all of these phenomenal things that she's doing, trying to cast the illusion over the sleeper mind that they're actually in charge or something. I don't know. So anyway, let's check out the planetary circumstance. What's going on? I mean, we got 2 days apparently until this big thing. And you know, Mother's Day is on the 10th. So the Queen of Heaven has been kicking the ass of these collectives of men, these sorcerers or whatever the hell they are. They thought they were going to keep her buried forever. And she's back with her mighty sword and she's taken heads. The Queen of Hearts, who had been sacrificed over and over and over again in very many torturous, brutal ways by these nasty ass men. They're actually just principalities walking around in an animated corpse, you know, pretending to be as powerful as a beautiful divine mother. So what's happening here? We got the Hierophant. So the Most High is aware of this. He's done his research into what's happening here. Yeah, we got some stuff going on because we got the actual upper dimensional, the superior divine here, and looking at this malarkey going, what the heck, you guys? So, in the central energy, what do we got? Central energy, the Eight of Pentacles. So we've got craftsmanship, we've got mastery. See, the thing about it is that those who actually are masters, they pay attention to the details and they don't let anything go unnoticed. The thing about the pirate is they're just really tricky about unaliving and making people disappear. They're not any good at actually building wealth. Because they're animated corpses. These are dead men walking around telling living men and women what they need to do with their lives and their energy and such. What it is they need to die for. Well, this came out and it flipped into the reverse. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. We've got somebody who's greedy and selfish. A lot of unfairness. These people have been keeping the collective, the meek and the mild, those who didn't make war, those who just absorbed the war energy and then tried to get along the best they could without becoming malice, right? Hello from the UK. Thank you. Thank you. We've got Nine of Swords in the reverse. So there's release. Oh, yes. And clarity. So your hard work, you're very diligent and you are a master of whatever skill it is you do. And right now you're working to bring about a release from some kind of a nightmare. It's working. It's happening because that's just the mindset of a master, right? So the challenge is this scarcity, you know, that these greedy, selfish ones had unfairly imposed upon people. And again, we got the Hierophant. This could be the Most High. Somebody in a religious order. Actually, absolutely goddess of light. It's that determination. Life is worth living and our life is worth fighting for. And you know, we don't always get out there and duke it out with the fists and stuff because it's a sneaky thing, right? It's in the unseen, in the other spaces. Intentions, expectations. We got Hierophant, we got the Hanged Woman. So the blessings, there's a blessing. There could be some kind of wisdom gained, maybe about the hanged woman in the history. New insights about the hanged woman in the history. I had to. She had an attitude. Well, no, RAPS, you know, divine women don't necessarily support nasty behavior coming from somebody that doesn't command respect, you know? You can't just hand over your internal, the light of your soul to a man who just wants to dominate, squash, and make you his footstool. I mean, that is not what a powerful master soul does, regardless of gender. And they can unalive us over and over and over and over and over again throughout the centuries, but the soul still rebels. The soul still speaks out loud. The soul still says, hey, I'm connected to source, shining brightly, right? As is your right. But somebody else thought it was their right to eat you, feed on your essence, your pure essence. The devil. The devil, emperor. So there's what? Temptation for an emperor. The devil's tempting the emperor. There's some kind of, maybe there's a manipulation and greed. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, thank you. So the devil is there, what, facing off with an emperor? The devil is an emperor. Somebody's manipulating an emperor. Somebody's trying to. Somebody's obsessed with this emperor. They want to rewrite his patterning, his life, his path. What's going on? Page of Pentacles is the lens that's being looked through. There might be some kind of an offer. We've got the Nine of Cups. Wishes are granted and nobody's going to touch it. These chains are holding them back. They will not be touching your cups. Your wishes are granted. They've been stealing, harvesting your pleasure for a long time. And then we've got the Four of Cups here. Clarity and renewal. So your wishes are going to be granted because there's clarity regarding what has been going on here. So you're going to be rewarded. Hopes and fears. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody's missed their opportunity and is suffering a financial loss. The greedy, unstable one. Now, I've heard these interdimensional guides or whatever of the curator who is, you know, obviously he's still around, so he's more important than the scene speakers out there pretending to be leaders. They're just puppets following the command of the hidden, these ones, right? Because they have been controlling things. What's the outgoing energy here? Whoa. Two of Cups. Somebody's missed their opportunity because you've got unity here. Partnership. And the Hermit. You're looking into things together. Contemplating. You're both operating on the inner guidance. You know? When the whole world is trying to bury you under all the mess that they want you to carry for them, and your life is a mess and it looks messy and everybody's trying to tell you that this is who you are and this is what your value is. You know, you kind of got to go on the inside and you got to say, no, it's not like that in here, because this is where it is created, your dream, right? And your dream is on the inside and it's perfect. Your whole, everybody you love is there. Everything that you love is there. And it's beautiful. And when you start looking at that on the inside and you get this beautiful warmth on the inside, and your soul, your SOL, or your sun, your SUN is just shining so brightly, and everything is so beautiful, you know, and then it just starts to leak out your eyes or something. I don't know. You start to see it. Right? And these guys, they've been out there with their technology and whatever, shattering the energy centers, trying to strip you of the power of your inner garden. They don't want you to have that light to grow or nurture your seeds or whatever it is you're trying to grow. We got the Hermit. So the Hermit is contemplating about what's going on here. The two are together and they're researching and contemplating what it is they're going to do. We've got the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck. There's recovery and renewal from a Ten of Wands burden. Recover and renewal from a Ten of Wands burden. You persevered by doing the hard work, and now you get to lay down the burden and leave the area. Somebody's worried because after that we got swiftly. There could be swift air travel to a homecoming. It could happen very, very quickly. Like there might be some kind of a particle event, a beam me up, Scotty. I don't know what this is going to look like, whether it's going to be a rapture or whether it's just going to be like a like that blink of an eye vanishing point, you know, where frequencies and vibrations are just matched to wherever it is they will live. Could happen very, very quickly. There's a homecoming. Everybody's going to be going wherever their frequency lives. Queen of Pentacles is here, persevering and coming into a reward because of the persevering. There's protection for this creatress. And that means a tower. The star is bringing a tower. Your vitalization, your inner peace is bringing a tower to somebody. Somebody who wanted to bring a tower to you. They wanted you to stop healing. So what the heck are these people doing? We got King of Wands in the love union, divine love. Loving, loving, strong, courageous. Well, I don't know. I got this card in this deck and it keeps coming up. Look. It keeps coming up, this vanishing point. Some endings are beginnings in disguise. It's like, poof. And I don't know. It could happen because the mother is here, and for Mother's Day, they're talking about compensation, you know, making up for the damages, you know, repaying for the harvesting that they've been doing over the last many centuries. But there is no compensation for all of the beautiful golden souls, right? The children divine that have been lost. There's no compensation for that. There's no compensation. They see things because they can't feel and they don't have love, and they're not loyal to family or friends. They don't have this devoted kind of soul connection to their, I guess, because they do feed. They're not here empowering, uplifting, creating, you know, producing and sharing and all of that. They're just kind of feeding. So you're a master. You're here, the Eight of Pentacles. You're working very diligently and you're paying attention to the details here, right? And you're looking at these guys and you're like these low-level devils, these gigolo pimps. You're like, let go already, low-level devil. Just let the F go. Get out of the energy. They don't have permission to be here, but they're addicted and they're lazy and they don't supply their own fuel, their own internal light. So they have to feed. They're needless feeders. They don't create, they don't produce, they don't share. They just take, 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 take. They want to keep the bar right where it is, but you're a freaking master. And they're trying to hold you back. They don't want the world to see how freaking embarrassing it is. The fact that all they did was sexually molest and brutalize and desecrate everything. They didn't do a damn thing. They kept the bar right down here and they tried to force her to stay down here too. But she's a freaking master and they were embarrassed by it. So they brutalized her and told her and every freaking buddy that she had no value. And then they sent false reporting to the ancestry because they were embarrassed, because that's what they are. Every word out of their mouth to ridicule and defile or defame anybody is a confession. Just let go already. Walk away. The embarrassment will fade. Or not. In the challenge position, we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. They're greedy. They're selfish. They want what a high value entity earns, generates, develops, shares, produces. They want it. They just don't want to do the work for it. They want to siphon off the master and the female master, while commanding the mental body and the actions of the masculines. They want all of them. Hey, okay, here, bro, before hoe, hold the ruler, man. We got to keep that bitch down here. Don't let the universe see that she has surpassed us by 5,000%. And she's like, just let the F go, man. It's so tiring. It's very unfair. The fact that they know they're low-level devils and that they can't match this person, they want to drag her down and then file false reporting that that's what she is. She's beneath us. No, man. She's so far above these people, but they use proper words. They sound real clever, and they have the air of authority, but they have no feelings. They're full of malice, this black energy, disguised as authority. It's wild. They speak proper words, but they do the opposite. They're very cruel devils. They got the hanged woman in history. They sacrificed her in history, and she's been emancipated, but they refuse to let go. They refuse to forfeit the connection that they never had a right to in the first place. They are so addicted to wearing the energy of this female master that they'll do anything to trap her again so that they can cast the illusion that they have value. It's sick and disturbing that they want to be called men or gods or something. It's foul. And they got these man suits with these stupid muscles, and they got their freaking little guns and their little nukes and their little bombs and shit. All these military things, and they think that makes them a man. They think that makes them a creator worthy of a high value connection, high dimensional authority, and it just doesn't. Being a destroyer doesn't give you high value, man. It doesn't. It just doesn't. They steal from people. They destroy people, and then they pirate the entire bloodline, all of them. The trees, they just cut them down like a forest. The standing ones. And then they harvest and they say, oh, we're masters, we're valuable. And then they keep everybody down where they are because they got all the wealth and all the bombs and all the guns and all the muscles. They did not reciprocate. They were very unfair, very greedy. With love, with food, with health and well-being, with peaceful interacting. They have no awareness. They're not able to silence you. Unfair, unfair. They're not providing clear answers. These are the guys that like to have 5,000 page documents entered into the system 2 hours before the vote has to be made. And they've hidden all kinds of shady shit and nobody ever knows what they're doing. That's the kind of leadership this is. Low level, big words that nobody else can understand. It's word magic and mind fuckery. Using the energy of a masterful female that they pretended to love and then broke the heart of. There's clarity here. 9 of Swords reversed. They're losing sleep. They have to release you. There is a release. Let go already. They got to let you go. But he's losing sleep. He doesn't want to let go. They've been wearing your energy for centuries, these low-level devils. They've been pretending to the freaking universe that they're a high-value angel when they're nothing but a needless feeder, a freaking bottom feeder, dressing up in somebody else's clothes and shoes. This little POS, he's got those glass slippers on and he's pretending that he's so beautiful. He wants to be the main character so bad. He thinks he owns all of the merchandise belonging to the Earth Angels, and that means soul value, spirit value, source connection, identity, authority. He thinks he owns every rainbow covenant that every single identity holds with the divine. And then he likes to come in there, shatter the emerald heart, and then step in as the upper, the 4D, 5, whatever, the spiritual identity. And then he screws everything up over there while the 3D person gets lied about. The Hierophant is here. And he's looking, he's reading the energy. He's not listening to what people are saying because words are spells and he understands that. So he's not looking or listening to what these low-level parasitic demons are saying because it's all BS. They're not devoted to any freaking thing except pilfering and pirating devoted people. Devoted, God-fearing people who have a powerful energy and connection within their temple with Source. So the Hierophant is here looking. Dots don't mean devotion. He's reading the energy. Intentions, expectations. He's looking into the Hanged Woman in the history. So he's looking at the divine feminines or the females to find out if they've been sacrificed in the history. So there's those who are not devoted. Those low-level entities that have been sacrificing high-value, masterful women and then replacing them with the low-level, undevoted one. So we got Hanged Woman in the history, nostalgia, the main character. They sacrificed the main character in the history. And this little POS, this low-level F-tard that wants to call itself a man or a god or whatever the hell, he doesn't want to let go of this masterful female. He's mimicking her power. He's mimicking her masterful moves and decisions. He's mimicking everything, or he's trying. He's a really bad actor. And he's trying to wing it because the script is being written. They're stupid false prophets, you know. Nobody's willing to act out what they said was supposed to be because she's not their freaking puppet. And they have an atrocious ability of predicting any freaking thing. All they do is rote programming, and then they kind of cast the illusion into people's minds to actually move into that direction, and it's not working anymore. We got the devil here, and we got the emperor. So, and we've got sometimes it's just bad decisions. We're going to get more clarification. It could be that there's a devil here. Somebody is manipulating the emperor. Somebody did, and they made some very bad decisions. They have to accept ownership of those decisions. Page of Pentacles. Their investment. And this could be with the younger that I saw. He could have been, I mean, he was like 8 years old, you know, and all he had on was his undies, you know. He was just sitting there, light skinned, very thin, not even into puberty yet. And it's like he had this big number read from left to right, and then the number was mirrored on the right next to it. And this poor page had everything taken from him, and he had been flipped. And it was like, what's going on? This emperor, the devil tempted the emperor, and the emperor decided this was the way to go and to do things with the younger masculines, to use them like that. What's going on? To keep the bar right down here. They didn't want any competition. They wanted them to do their bidding and destroy the mother figure, who had the masterful skills of creation and the upper dimensional authority that these ones could never attain of their own right, on their own value. Everything that the page, the youngers did, it's retrograde. It's coming back on them. It's all being returned to them. The emperor led them wrong. Asked them to invest in the harvesting of the feminine rather than building with her this golden glory of a son, of a soul. They wanted to keep it down and just remain lustful. They didn't want to be a master. They just wanted to pretend, be connected to. Nine of Cups is here. Abundance. Nobody's going to touch it because there's clarity and renewal here. Four of Cups. Yeah. You're letting go of the dead weight. You've transformed. There is a transformation coming. You're letting go of the baggage. It's all going back on the people that tried to lay it upon you, for this devil, for this emperor. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They've missed their opportunity. These unstable, greedy ones missed their opportunity to get pentacles by sabotaging and harming others. And yes, it sucks. No, you're not dying. Healing feels like garbage before it feels like growth. So now they have to go struggle and prove their resilience through the heavy, heavy burden and atrocious experiences that they laid upon you. They'll try to have to earn what it is they feel they deserve. We got the Two of Pentacles here, so there is partnership, unity, and there is the Hermit. You could be doing research together, or maybe you did research apart, and now you are coming together, combining your wisdom, and perhaps you're putting pieces together that now that you are combining your wisdom, maybe weren't understood before. Delete. There's a detachment. The main character is being released from this nastiness. There is detachment and closure, and she is reclaiming her peace. Again, please do what you need to do with the genders. I read the gender on the card for the ease of storytelling. So there you go. Yep, they are getting deleted out. The number is getting blocked. The divine feminine will reclaim her peace, and these low-level devils will not keep attached to her, and they will no longer be messing or driving her mind. They seem to think, oh, thank you, baby love dragon. They seem to think that if there's medicine in the body, that they can use it as some kind of a hotspot or a Wi-Fi connector to the bridge, or as a bridge and connector to the temple housing spirit and soul. And with that, they can harden the waters. They can travel to and fro of whatever dimensional space you're in. I do believe there are some protocols being implemented to completely end their opportunity to do such things. We don't need these people up in this space where the masters dwell. Absolutely not. They get up there and they start effing everybody, turning everyone into a damn prostitute, because that's what they are. They're just a low-level devil. Oh, baby, I love you. I want to have a kid. I want to marry you. I want to spend eternity with you. And then what do you find out? What do you find out? We know from history what it is. And now, girl, somebody's in a trap. Netflix jail. Somebody is in a trap because you said no. You set limits. You honored yourself, and you're empowered. You're like, hey, I'm out of here. And because they were giving you the bare minimum, they owe you nothing but silence. This is the devil. And these lazy ones here, they owe you silence. They don't owe you anything else except complete release, complete disconnect, complete out of that energy and out of the house. They do not get to be served by those beings, those living beings that they have worked so diligently to destroy. They cannot stay in the house of the divine feminine, this main character that they've been mimicking for centuries, the masterful divine creatress who brings forth life with hearts and bones and everything from inside her own temple. They replaced her with this. And now, God didn't ghost you. He's blocking these people for you. And they're exhausted because everything they did to you for the love of money is going to be done to them. They will have scarcity. They will have crumbs because they did not listen to source. They just went around and recycled heartbreak like it was plastic bottles, causing fear in everyone. And they're not going where you're going. You didn't advertise your pain. You are a strong, capable, masterful, divine feminine. And these low-level devils are losing, and the fake version of you are losing signal, and they're real mad. Losing signal. Because, babe, messy don't mean powerless. They left you alone, and they have no idea what they're dealing with. None. They thought the storm that they sent to destroy you did. Look at who. They're like, she's messy. Look at her. She's in chaos. Oh, don't worry about her. There's no coming back for this one. But there you are, standing in the freaking eye of the storm like Carrie in that movie. And everything around you now is in a storm. And you're just standing there completely focused, all on your own. And he's like trying to rewrite this script. He's like, oh no. And you're like, You're stopping. You're not giving any spiritual credit to idiots anymore. You're the what? You're the one who is trying to teach people how to love themselves, and they got mad, decided to treat you like a prostitute, and they're no longer going to take your spotlight. These low-level piece of shits that go out there and kill while calling themselves divine protectors. Yeah, whatever the hell. They're going to be held accountable for all of the heartbreak that they have poured into the world. And they're never going to get you back. He and the one he chose sponsored the circus. They're never going to get you back because they're going in the fire. And they're crying because you're not on clearance. You're the high value master. And now they're like, look, what do you mean I can't have blue ice cream anymore? Oh, no. Refresh, refresh, refresh. No more blue ice cream for you. Sometimes I forget I'm live. Sorry about that. Hope you're all doing well and being nice to each other. Somebody might be getting readings or watching readings. So we got the Eight of Pentacles here. Diligent, precise master skills. Somebody wanted to keep the bar real, real low for this master. And she's saying, let go already. Let go. Let go. See, they're nothing. They're way the hell down here without her. They called it competition, but all it was really bad abuse. Somebody calling himself a man and a god or whatever. The emotional intelligence, the soul intelligence, the divine, everything connection of the mother is greater than these ones. They rolled around in the dirt. They stuck their phallus and everything, and they called themselves a god. And then they projected that nastiness into the feminine or whatever they were rolling around with. I don't know, man. Romance. Let go already. Release, clarity, wake up call. They look, so what? They're trying to get a romance? Oh my God. Are you serious? They're still out there trying to get romance. They're still out there trying to inquire as to whether or not you'd be interested in a date, darling. And you're like, just let go. Stop, man. They keep pushing in on the energy. You're not out there asking or trying to impress anybody or inviting anybody in. You're just like, let go already. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. They're not getting another romance. God said this is the end of their relationship with batteries. They will no longer be siphoning the light or the soul value out of divine feminine. And as well, those nasty Jezebels will not be siphoning the sun, the S-U-N, out of the power center of the divine masculine. It's done. But they don't want to let go. They're desperate. You know, because they're not their own source, and they've been pretending to be something valuable for a very long time, and they're embarrassed. They're blaming this woman. They're getting rejected, and they're blaming this woman. They're embarrassed. They think it's her fault, when in all actuality, it's their fault. It's what they chose. They're not embarrassed because of what she's saying. They're embarrassed because of it's true. Because it's true. So they want to punish her. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. They are greedy and selfish. They're very unfair. And they're not able to silence you. They're being rejected. You're rejecting their skewed perception. They have no awareness. You're a high level master, divine feminine, from what I can see. And these are just, they wanted the power and the glory, and they wanted to dress up in it. Their favorite weapon of war is relationship, contract, marriage. They got to marry into the clan. They got to siphon all of that high value essence out of the soul of the clan so that they can pretend. And this is what they've been doing forever. This curator and his buddies, they feel they own the merchandise of the Earth Angel and all of the bridges and the connectors and all of those spaces that they're connected to. They've been getting So Nine of Swords in the reverse. There is a release, forgiveness, somebody's not sleeping, you have inner peace, you're recharging, GPS, you're on the path to romance. The Hierophant is here, looking into things, restoring peace. Reading the energy to see if people actually do are in alignment with the upper dimensional spaces, or if they're low-level devils. Twin flames. He's reading the energy to see if anybody is a twin flame. And we got some folks out there, you know, they've been dressing up in the energy, but they don't actually produce the energy. So I guess in this instance, there seems to be some kind of a test that people undergo. Like, I guess you got to get your flame on, and then, you know, if it peters out while your opponent or your alleged whatever competitor is shining brighter and brighter and brighter, then you can see who the fraud is, right? Intention, expectation. So they're looking at the history of the Hanged Woman, of the main character, these masterful divine feminines. Hindsight. You're making a comeback. And there's an ending here. Your confidence, your glow up is the best revenge. It ends everything. You got the fire of the angel in you. You got angel fire flowing in you right now. Oh, thank you, CK. They're the inexpensive ones that you get at the Walgreens and such. Alrighty then, so we're looking at the history of the Hanged Woman who has glowed up. She's getting the best revenge. It's bringing an end to everything. We got the Devil here and an Emperor. There's a codependent Emperor. There's a greedy, manipulative Emperor who made some really bad decisions. They have to fess up or own up to what it is they've done. They guided pages to do some really bad, make some really bad decisions. And it's goodbye. Hi, Don here. Yes, I thought that May 1st was the end of my strike, and I thought that I'd just get on there and try live because on the phone I can't figure out. But hey, here we are. So that's nice. So we got the page here and we got retrograde. It's like the devil tempted this emperor to cause the pages to create a bunch of drama, to make some really bad decisions. It's all coming back on them. It's really sad because it's goodbye. It's goodbye. They got to go back. They got to go back to, I don't know. Are they going back to Saturn? Are they going back to the beginning? I don't know what the beginning is. Apparently, there's no commodities. There's no heat. There's extreme scarcity or something. So I got somebody it feels like somebody's trying to poke me in the back of my head with a skewer. It feels like those little metal skewers. And I think they try to stick them in to get a connection. They're losing signal. So they're out there. These principalities are running out. I can just imagine them holding their little handful of these metal skewers, poke, 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 poking people in the head, trying to get source connection. They're losing signal. They got to try to ramp it up by sticking metal in water and doing whatever they got to do to try to get that going. So we got the 9 of Cups here. Your wishes are going to be granted because you have brought clarity about the dead weight that the Divine Feminine has been carrying. Do we need to do with the genders, please? Jackass. So this page, he's got to go back to the beginning, wherever that is. He's got everything that was done to Divine Feminine from the beginning, the very, very beginning to now will be done to them. This is a jackass thug. So page, not necessarily is a page, because we've got principalities that are occupying human flesh suits. They've been alive for a very long time. They're just agent smithing and body hopping and stuff. Changing their names. So, alrighty then, wishes are granted. You've brought about clarity regarding the dead weight that these liberated Divine Feminines have been carrying for these low-level masculines that just wanted to F the world over while spending the upper divine wealth. And speaking proper words, arrogantly stepping out like they were a high-value man when all they were was a pimp, a freaking gigolo, and a red-rumming thief, freaking universal pirate. They're losing sleep. They're losing sleep because you have been liberated. You're being released. You're glowing. So the fear, they're Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They've missed their opportunity. These greedy folks missed their opportunity to gain your soul value, your finances, your purpose, and all of the abundance that is supposed to supply stability for it. And, you know, they're upset. They're upset because you're not dying. You're releasing the dead weight. You're not dying. They're upset because you're not dying. Oh my God. And things are falling apart for them. Illuminated. The truth and discovery. Awakening. It sucks. They couldn't unalive you. What they've been trying to sacrifice you. It's not working. God said no. He's fed up. This is it. He wants those twin flame unions. He wants a new chapter that has this, you know, this sun to soul connection where we have a vibrant golden energy that's between partners, producing life and adding into the realm this high value, right? That winds up being a beautiful little human with the sun and a soul in it. God. Two of Cups is here, and the Hermit is doing some research, and we've got delete. This is closure, detachment, and release. We got some folks running. Running, 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 running. They're running, they're getting deleted, and they're running. They could be running from your family. Oh, well, it could be that this family of tricksters are in a firestorm of some kind of karma. They could be having mental breakdowns. Like they could be losing their minds. Sweet talking, no strings attached. Oh, Mr. Jackwagons is having massive regrets because divine masculine is now getting you. Divine masculine who loves himself. Yeah, he's getting you because God is fed up with these assholes doing love spells on divine feminines. So God is here right now deleting those who aren't devoted, those false flames, and he's making sure that the actual divine feminine and divine masculine come together. We're closing the cycle of ghosts consuming the living. We're not going to put 100% light with 100% shadow. We're not going to do that anymore. We're not going to drain the vital force out of the light in order to try to give these bad devil decision maker, whatever, an opportunity to, a leg up. It seems to me that we were here to help them become masterful, to give them a leg up. And rather than do that, they made sure that they stuck you. They lowered the bar and they stuck you beneath them. They tried to strip you of your education. They tried to strip you of your freedom. They tried to strip you of your opportunity to speak, to act, to do, to create, to produce, to share. These ghosts, they're actually dead men, dead women. Here, backstabbing, playing games, deceiving people, and now it's too late. It's too late for them to make a wish. It's too late for them because you're getting a wish and now they're heartbroken and under pressure and effed up over you. But it's not effed up over you. It's what they sent to you coming back to them. They're effed up over their own damn selves. They went out there and created this low-level catastrophe and tried to force everybody into it and tell them that it was all they were capable of. They're natural born sinners. They can't get to heaven. They can't make that connection with source. And they did their very best to program the people and have them curse their own damn selves with unworthiness. So these guys now, over the last few days, like the mother, she's been, the curse has been lifted. She has been emancipated from these low-level geek squads out there, you know, shattering energy centers within the flesh temples housing spirit and soul of people with their military equipment and their stupid sorcery. She is closing it. She's taking it all back. God is saying, no, you're going to return it all. She's taking it all back. And he says they're not going to take anything from her again. The mothers of divine feminine, those who bring forth life, that these low-level devils, as soon as they can, take the life right out of this world. Siphon its soul value. Put it in another timeline, whatever. Well, you know, they had the goddess of time trapped, you know, and so they were able to use those gifts to cast the illusion that they had skills and abilities. And that's why reckless sex is dangerous, because you're a high value soul and you got these low level devils out there just poke, 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 poke. And they're just getting it on with every freaking buddy, trying to harvest a big reward, you know? And they leave you there carrying all the dead weight of every freaking buddy that they picked up along the way. It's gross. And it certainly isn't fair. You deserve better than that. All right, so in the central energy, we got the Eight of Pentacles. You are a masterful woman. You're detail oriented. You pay attention to every single detail. You do not let anything slip by. Why? Because you like success stories. You like to add value to your soul. You don't half-ass stuff. But you got these low-level devils calling themselves men and gods who do, and they're forcing you down halfway, at the halfway point. They want you at 50% of your capacity, and then they want to stand there and force you under their feet. And it's ridiculous, man. That's what they really want for the world. And the children, they don't really actually love the children that they produce with these high value people. They just want the soul value and the identity so that they can go up there and then pretend that they are that. It's all that it's about. Somebody's uneasy because they left you stranded in this romance. You had what? You had a romance. They left you stranded, and they wanted to keep the bar down. You're a master, and they wanted to keep the bar down. They didn't want anybody to recognize the high value and command of this creatress. They're refusing to let go. You had some kind of a romance. Dirty dick freaking betrayed you. Nasty little magician decided to curse you. Unfair, selfish, greedy. They did not reciprocate one thing. They took everything. The answer is very clear. They owe you silence, and they need to stay away from you. We got rejected. They got a twisted perception regarding the feminine and what her capacity is. They feel embarrassed because she is 50% greater than they are. And so what do? They put her under their feet. They snatch up all of her energy, and then they use it to dominate people with war. And they pirate everybody. And then destroy souls and harvest the energy and the spiritual ancestry. It is sickening. It's sickening because you got these old farts up there. It's obvious what the purple mark on the hand is. All old people having purple marks on their hands. Everybody knows, okay, what's going on. And it doesn't matter what kind of lies come out the freaking mouth. It's all about the energy. It's all about the energy. And that it's not vital. It's not vital force. They left you in isolation. They pretended to love you, to care about you, but that's only because you're an extreme, detail-oriented master with high value, high authority, and upper dimensional access. They took your home away and stuck you between a rock and a hard place while taking big shits, big pisses on you, and they wouldn't even share the freaking any of it, any that you were supplying them with your master skills. And they were running around with skills that they had no business having access to. They nearly destroyed everything. They did desecrate everything. They don't have any love. There's something happened. I don't know if they CRISPR'd themselves. It's like they, what do they call that? They integrated with the AI system and they lost their connection to source. And so they lost their connection to that warmth of love, that hope, that things will grow and continue living. It's like they gave it away. And now they're calling Divine Feminine the antidote for that decision because they cut themselves out and they need to get it back. And so they got to harvest this eternal life that comes forth from the womb, from the, the upper dimensional star nations and all of that. But I don't think those upper dimensional Star Nation soul tribes are too happy about these ones harvesting the living life force from your vessel, from their descendant, now ascendant. So yeah, there's inner peace here and release. These people are losing sleep over your GPS. You are grounded belly to belly with that tree that is rooted in the mother and crowned in the heavens. You are one with the all that is, and this is your path. They stepped in and tried to claim that identity, but they're so low value and so sickening, they could never pull it off. All they could do is try to destroy your reputation with those upper dimensional spaces by speaking proper words and being arrogant. The Hierophant is here. He's looking into the energy of the people. He's reading energy, not listening to what they say. He can see who is a devoted flame and who is not. Apparently, people are getting talked to and they keep changing their story. They keep countering whatever it is they're saying. Magician. So dots don't mean devotion. He's looking into the twin flames, the magician, who actually is a creator, a creatress, a caretaker. Somebody who creates, not uses energy that doesn't belong to them to destroy. Who creates with joy and then shares with others joyfully. He knows who you are. And he knows that these religious people have an opinion about your powerful rainbow, your powerful love. They've been shattering your heart over and over and over again throughout the centuries and then claiming that you aren't this. But you are this and you wind up being this at the end of every cycle, and then they go ahead and try to destroy you again. But not this time, it's done. These devils wearing your robes, yeah, it's over. It's over because of your self-care. It's your mind that brings in the fruits of source. And these people, you are being protected of those religious people and others of the past who had brought you death. They shattered your heart and dressed up in the power of your love and then called themselves that. But you are 1,000 times more than what they ever could pretend to be. They have to keep the bar way down here and say that's that 50%. And you're like, just let go. They won't let go. They're like these little ticks or something. They get their little fangs in and they just won't release. They won't release. So there's probably some kind of a something being set up for that. You're making your move in a community. High Priestess, perhaps you are about to come home. This could be what is happening here on the 8th. You may actually relocate. There could be some kind of a transport thing. And these nasties are upset that you're actually going to be totally liberated, totally in the territory, and that you can see them clearly for who and what they are. I probably know their names. You're, consciously aware in whatever space this is. You may not fully know, but the rest of you knows. So, you're a master. Very diligent, very detail-oriented. What you do does never fail because you pay attention to those details. The way that you weave your creations lasts and lasts and lasts. They thought all they had to do was trap you and stick you underneath their feet and then pretend that power, that ability, that mastery belonged to them. And you're like, let go already. There's clarity and there's a release. This person is uneasy because of the clarity. They left you stranded. They romanced you and then left you stranded there while tapping in to your mastery, your mind, and the messages that they provided. These nasty asses were wearing your identity. Love me, leave me. They come in real or young, deflower, gain the connection, lifetime after lifetime. We got a funeral here. Your comeback is bringing a funeral to their illusion because obviously the strength and the power is in you. Greedy, selfish, manipulator, unfair, wanting you to share. You're rejecting them because they got a skewed and twisted perception. They left you isolated and then they took all their little devils up into your heaven and your sacred garden and left you trapped here. They're refusing to let go. Well, if we lose our home here, it was never your home, curator. You're just a trafficker of the family that dwells there. And now they all got to leave because mama's home. And these a-holes don't get to stay. They've been feeding on the souls of these high-value, upper dimensional angels and whatever. Their favorite weapon of war is relationship, romance. The rose is grounded. She's one with the Mother Earth. This was her GPS. The rose, they might have sacrificed somebody that is intimately, energetically entwined with the all that is of the creatress. These guys have been sucking the oil out of the land. They've been poisoning the waters. They're taking the water somewhere. I don't know what they're doing with it. It's like they're selling the water in these other dimensional spaces. The waters in these other dimensional spaces is toxic. It's poison. It's nuclearized or whatever. And these assholes have been trucking our water into these other spaces. Now they're concerned about their water supply, somebody said. They're concerned about their water supply because this divine feminine is like, hey, nasty Jack, get back in your freaking hole because you're not coming here to suck up the living waters. They're not living. They're low value, low level devils, and that their domain is poison and toxic because that's who they are. They've been getting by on the sacrificed essence of masterful divine feminines. And then twisting the youth, the boys, into behaving in such a manner and continuing this weird harvest thing. So the Hierophant is here, reading energy of twin flames and then testing them to see if they can create, generate, produce. Are they the real deal? Or are they just shining brightly with some high dimensional, high vibrational entities' sacrificed energy? Can they create? Is it in their soul? Do they have the ability? Or are they just a low-level devil, faking it? We got, they're in regret. There could be a magician that's in regret. They're trying to figure out what face to put on. They could be in regret over playing with your emotions. Hanged woman. What if they're in regret over the hanged woman in the history? We've got main character. Your glow up is the best revenge. This is over. They're going in a box. This is a funeral. There's evidence of the history, this Six of Cups, this sacrifice. They made movies and shit of this nasty torture that they did before they allowed you to escape the pain and die. So we got a devil here, emperor, making bad decisions, and it's goodbye. They were leading the youth, these young masculines, into the culture of harvesting divine feminines and treating them all as though they had no value, when the whole value came from them. Their life came from them. And now they have forfeited the right because they were just using you like a drug. There's no sun in them. There's no sun. There's no soul. There's no sol. There's no life-giving quality about a lustful, low-level devil. All they do is offload all of the nasty, low-level devil energy that they've been gathering by being a devil in the world. It's gross. There's a page here, experiencing some sort of retrograde. This is a jackass thug. Maybe they think the thug is a jackass. Burned the bridge, final goodbye, and no way back. This is the final reset. They will never be getting back in. There's something about 85,000 years or whatever. There's like infinity. Like they will never get back in. They will never feed on the divine feminine. They will never take anything from her again. What God means for the mother will be given to the mother, and she will be standing in her status of authority as a guide and a counselor for the family. This is ridiculous what these nasty pimps try to do. And the divine father, heavenly father, he's like, what the F, man? Everybody chose, right? It's the final goodbye. 9 of Cups. Your wishes are going to be granted. You have brought clarity regarding this dead weight. The dead. They're running around in animated corpses. They got to get blood transfusions in order to replace the vital force of the fluids, keeping them animated or whatever. And they're trying to tell everybody what it is that they need to set their life on the line for. It's crazy. They worship death. They are death. And they want to guide and lead the living. But the medicine that they give them is poison. It's crazy. The food supply has been poisoned. The water supply has been poisoned. It's wild. And they're still out there. Look, these people, these dead weights. So they've been sacrificing people in the shadows, and then they come up into this upper dimensional space and they're like, oh, I'm an angel. Oh, I'm an angel. Oh, no. They're losing sleep because everything that they did, this is dead weight. There's no life in them. They're just wearing the energy of somebody who is no longer alive. A harvested soul. And it ain't over. They're worried. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They miss their opportunity for money. They're upset because they say it sucks that you're not dying. That sucks that you're not dying. It sucks that you're resilient. It sucks that you're illuminated. Your light is shining brightly, and the truth is here, very well seen. Thank you, Dark Feminine. Thank you so much. Thank you. So somebody's stalking your socials. They could be spying on you to find out what's going on. They're upset you're not dying. They keep doing stuff, trying to make it happen. You're the key to their happiness, but first they want you to die. It's wild, man. They're obsessed. They're stalking you. You've discovered the core of the problem. They're lurking. We got the 2 of Cups in the Hermit energy, doing their research and deleting some shit. Closure, detachment, and release. People are running. I heard one of these nasty masculines say the other day that she was burying them alive. And I don't know what that means or what dimensional space that is in or who she is. Shadow. So people that have been loyal to the shadow, to sacrificing light-filled beings, these high-value beings, they're being deleted and they're running. The shadow dwellers are running. Because Divine Feminine and her spouse, her twin, are deleting people. They're running. Closure, detachment, release. They're running. The shadows are running. These mirrors, these roses, those people who've been mirroring the roses, the sacrifices, they're running. They're in the shadow. Yep, those phony balonies, those devils in an angel's freaking gown. There's a cool down. So wherever they're going, I've heard them talking like there's no heat. There's no light, because those people with the sun and the soul in them are not going to be available for these ones to siphon the energy out of, the body heat, the warmth. It's like gates, whatever. The sun's going to be dimmed by a third. Well, you know, that's like they're losing a third, I guess. That's the prophet. The whatever that is. They're losing a third of their angels, and it's not because they're falling. It's because they are being ascended. They're being recognized, identified, and lifted out of the darkness that these ones tried to trap them in, because they can't go up. They have to feed. They tried to switch places. It didn't work. You've got a sixth sense, and because of your intuition, you're getting a new beginning. You were able to discover, investigate the truth. It wasn't love. These entities, none of them, the male or female, had any love for God's sons and daughters. They saw them as an enemy, and they were trying to replace them so that they could make war with God and take everything. It should have been done a long time ago. It may feel like it's dragging on. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Lightkeeper? Or lightkeeper? They trapped the light keepers, the masterful, divine feminine light keeper. And they sacrificed them, and they fed upon them and their light and their energy and their gifts and their masterful skills. And then they erased their memory and told them that they were a sinner and a peasant and unworthy, and stole their spiritual identity. So while you were in your bed sleeping, getting ready to go to your job the next day that you didn't want to go to, they're in your dream space as you spending your spiritual wealth while you're in poverty here. Freaking jackasses. Well, you're the light keeper. You hold the glow that helps others find themselves. And these jackasses are not going to go through the door of no return, the false prophets. So the false prophets are not going through the door of no return. You're the light keeper, the original one, and they tried to bury you and then claim to be you. And they have been getting away with it for centuries. They used to think it was funny, but they don't think it's funny now. You're not letting them in, and neither is any of the divine feminine or masculine or those upper dimensionals, those supreme gods and goddesses of those star nations, soul tribes of the upper dimensional soprano space. These false prophecies, low-level devils, are not going to have access anymore to the light of the light keeper. They're not going through the door. They're not going through the door. These false prophets, it's done. They're done. And they think that if they can get a hold of this main character, that they can somehow save themselves. They're being rejected. It's like they keep saying, She won't let us in. She won't let us in. She's rejecting us. And another one's like, she's rejecting everybody. And it's like, yeah, she is. She's claiming everything that they stole. And the children, you know, those who had been stripped of their wealth and twisted and flipped and stuck somewhere, yeah, they're getting emancipated from this mess too, because it's just not right. These low-level assholes are siphoning the wealth out of these beautiful, powerful, divine souls in this child's body and then pretending that they have value. It sucks, man. It's like, are you serious? And they're running around calling themselves dad and freaking leader, guide, guardian, protector. You have fragments of infinity within you. You hold the pieces of everything you seek within you. In fact, the heavens are in you. The universe is in you. That's why Osiris let you go. Sorry, can't keep this one. Heaven is in there. Yeah. They made a mistake when they came for you. Because now you have a new family. They can't continue to do this. The curse is broken. There has been a relief or a release. Somebody can't sleep thinking about your GPS. You're grounded, belly to belly with the mother and the vital force of the energy, the rose. The essence, and you may have had to do this in your life, you know, when you were carrying this death energy, this black energy, that these locos and the cabezas were forcing you to process for them. I mean, you may have had to go out to the forest and put your belly straight up on that tree and ask it to be taken off of you. So you're a master alchemist. The essence of the all that is running through you. You've been imbued, accepted by. You're part of the family, and maybe you have, you know, out in the forest or something. Maybe you've seen like the standing ones who once stood there. The beam of light. You know, there may be a cluster of beams of light in one position, and no matter where you go, it doesn't move. I had that experience once. So the Hierophant is here. Oh, wait. The rose, the rose. You're grounded. Your GPS is very grounded. The rose. Passionate love. Drifting realms. Let go of the map. You're meant to float for now. I've heard said by the royal mother, and it's obvious that she's royal, and it's obvious that she is the true one, because it's weird. When somebody speaks truth and when there's somebody is of royalty, it's just in the frequency. Your soul recognizes it. Regardless of what the mind is thinking about it, your soul and everything about you knows it's the truth coming from straight from a royal one. And she doesn't speak very often. But she said this was the Divine Feminine's last lifetime story. These low-level nasties will not keep you trapped here and continue to make torturous black, what do they call that? The black web movies about you and then broadcast them everywhere. It's over. It's over. The defile and the desecration of the masterful Divine Feminines is over. And the children that come from her womb. So it's like you're drifting between realms. You may be bringing temperance to the realms. So in your sleep time or whatever, you could be traveling from realm to realm and then grounding it, bringing it into temperance energy. So the rose is very well balanced, very well pure intention. It seems to me like going into these other realms, floating through the other spaces and places, bringing temperance, healing, and collecting what was stolen from the life there and everywhere. The Hierophant has stated they will never take anything from this rose again. There's a guarantee. Thread of gold. So he's reading the energy of the twin flames. There's a magician that is in regret. Thread of gold. Follow the feeling that pulls even when you don't understand it. They're in regret because you are the thread of gold. So there's a magician here. They can't get their emotions straight. They're like, oh no, oh no. Or maybe they're just in regret for playing with your emotions because you are the connector to source. You are the golden thread connected to the royal one, connected to royalty, who has given you a guarantee. So they're in regret over this hanged woman in the past, over undoing you in the past. They're like, oh, piss. There's proof of it. They have movies. They were broadcasting it everywhere. I heard the divine masculine state. They were broadcasting this stuff throughout the universe, man, to defile and desecrate the reputation of divine feminine. But you are the main character. You've always been the main character. You're the master who came here to help these low-level devils elevate. And right away, they decided they didn't want to do that. They just wanted to put you under their feet and step on you and claim that they had received their gift. And then they treated you as though you owed it to them when you were simply here to share. And so now it's over. The main character has glowed up, and it's the best revenge. This is bringing an entire end to all these nasties who had been effing with you in the history. Shapeshifters. Maybe you are going to shapeshift. You are allowed to change. Your form is not your fate. So whoever you are, these people, it's like they've been genetically modifying the flesh that we all are encased in, our spirit, soul, source connected, whatever you see that as. And they've been sticking us in this flesh body and then injecting it with this stuff, shutting down the gates, opening the gates, shutting down the mind, calcifying the pineal gland, doing whatever they can to shut you off from the divine, and then lower the bar, put you down here. And desecrating and defilement is one of their favorite things, right? But your form is not your fate. What you see is not who you are. You're the master who came here to offer services, and instead they made you a slave in so many ways. You no longer have to serve them. The mother no longer has to serve them. These devils, thinking themselves gods. Well, this came out in the reverse. It says, unwritten skies, your story is still being painted across the cosmos, and it's done. This is the funeral. There is no more lifetime story of Earth Woman. They will not be writing these disgusting dark web movies or scripts about divine feminine. We are masters, apples of God's eye, daughters of Eden. We were here with every skill that an upper dimensional earth angel could bring. Twin flame, and we were like, somebody's mentioned the other day that the guardian angel became an assassin angel. Try to take you out. Try to take you out. You don't even know who they are probably at this stage of the game. It's been going on since the beginning. They've been defiling you, using you like a drug. They've been sticking that skanky little schwankster in there and drawing off of your rainbow while emptying out the devil of the fire of the devil into your soul, creating chaos for you. Saying it's you. So we got the devil emperor, a greedy tyrant emperor making really bad decisions, and it's goodbye. Goodbye to you're my drug. And it didn't have to be violent to be final, but it is. It is. Page of Pentacles, who invested in this stupid devil game, is getting everything back. They're a jackass thug and they've burnt the bridge. This is a final goodbye. We will not be playing this game again. We will not be playing this game again. Your form is not your fate. It's time to shapeshift. You're the phoenix. They burned the bridge. And you were the bridge, and they burned you alive many times. I've heard them say that Divine Feminine was roasted in the bull at least once. She was crucified, just like the Jesus story. Many, 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 many heinous, brutal, long-lasting, torturous affairs to take out the rose, shatter her soul, destroy her soul, break her heart so that she never trusts and love again. And I don't really know the story of masculine. I know it's also heinous, very, very bad. They wanted to replace them. Make them be obsolete. Destroy their opportunity to exist. These entities. We've got an open ending. Not everything needs to resolve. Some magic lives in the unknown. So somebody, these people are losing sleep. You've brought clarity to the dead weight that Divine Feminine has been carrying. So you have revealed the dead weight that Divine Feminine has been carrying for these people. You're the master, or you are a master. These Divine Feminines are daughters of Eden who actually came here with super high value and gifts and abilities. And these low-level devils have been dressing up in it for a long time. It's pretty sick. It's pretty sick because they've been unaliving people in this 3D space and then spending time up in this upper dimensional space like they're an angel. They're losing sleep. They're red rumming thieves and premeditated like over and over and over and over and over and over. This is a way of life for them. And they're living up in this high space as though they belong there. It's wild. And now we got the Hierophant reading energy. And it's like, people are upset because these people, these uninvited or these unfinished business, these ones who have been their dead weight, they've been wearing the life force vitality of a sacrificed high value angelic person. They're not getting an invitation to this open ending. They're not invited. You've transformed in all of this suffering and they are not getting an invitation to wherever it is you're going. They're losing sleep. And they needs a relationship, and they keep talking about this sacrifice, and they keep talking about arson, and they keep talking about breaking into homes. They keep talking about this desperation to get a high value soul trapped. They need the energy, they need the gifts. I mean, these fellows are like, they need this golden thread in order to be something, and they don't have it. And in order to appear as though they're a lightkeeper, they need to siphon you. You might be in a state of strange peace. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, they're worried, they're upset, they're afraid because they didn't get the money. They're upset because you're not dying and they think it really sucks. So they're upset because you are illuminated, your light is shining brightly and you're exposing the truth about the core of the problem, the key people behind this crazy obsession and harvesting. They're stalking your socials. They're obsessed with you. Unlocked. The barriers have fallen. What you seek is now within reach. You've unlocked the code. I heard someone from the inside unlocked the code. Two of Cups are together here, and we've got research being done with the Hermit. They're researching, and we got some deleting going on. Delete, delete, delete. You're reclaiming your peace. Closure, detachment, release. We got people who operate in the shadows are running these little mirrors of the sacrificed angels. So the pretend devils wearing the white robes of sacrificed angels, they're running because they're a member of the shadow, whatever. They're getting deleted. And we got Stardust. He was never coming. You waited for someone who only existed in your hopes. These could be entities of a different species. I heard these ones talking to the Syrians about how Divine Feminine was their project, and they were very upset, wanting to get help and stuff. And the Syrians' reply was that she is somebody else's project now, so they're not going to intervene. But we got other species people who have been interbreeding and using as slaves and energy and food source and all that good stuff. So there's some, you know, I'm sure you've probably seen it, those full body, you know, identity suits. I mean, you just never know what you're running into or what you're speaking to. So the mirrors of sacrificed angels that have been used as a street exhibit, who have been demoted and kept low and brutalized, desecrated, traumatized. They're running now. They're being released into the stardust. Maybe that's where they are. They're running for home. They gotta go through a portal and get back to their home base. Between worlds. You are not lost. You are becoming something more. Stardust, between worlds. Spirit signal. Spirit signal. Between worlds. You know, and I don't know about you, but with all of these connections and such unseen, it really does feel like you got one foot in both worlds. You got to make sure you don't get lost, you know? You don't lose your stability, because that's where these ones step in. If they can cause any kind of instability. And I think that's why they're out there right now. It sounds like they're trying to get people fired. They keep asking about the general managers or the managers. They keep asking if Divine Feminine is one. They can't seem to get you fired. They're really trying hard. They want to take away your housing. It's like these guys, these nasty, low, they're so disgusting. It's like, why are they here? What good are they? It's a false prophet. They've been misinterpreting other people's messaging. They've been tapping into other people's minds by getting this stupid romantic or sexual entanglement and then interpreting their divine messaging and then pretending that they are a prophet. This stupid religious system, and they twisted everything. They changed the words and the meaning, and they made it vile and lustful and demanding and arrogant and prideful, and they're deserving and everybody else isn't, and it's sick. They didn't want anybody getting too close to God, especially the divine feminine, because she has a connection. So high-level women have connection to high-level dimensional spaces, and it appears to me that the people that we were here to provide services for tried to replace us with those of their own shadowy space, and then wear our identity and go back and forth up the ladder as our bridge temples, bridge and connector, and as us. And then they did all this kind of weird stuff. And so it's this kind of shit. They went up there and they started sleeping with all the freaking angels, defiling them. Telling false stories about the lightkeeper. They're not going to go through the door of the lightkeeper. These false prophets who brought instability, who stranded the romantic partners, who left them there, told false stories. You could be a, look, you're the secret weapon. Lightkeeper, you're a lightkeeper, you're a master lightkeeper. Highly skilled, highly precise in what it is you do. Even your cards went you single. It's like these people are being released. These nasties, it's like they're being released, but they're like this freaking parasite there, this tick that's been sucking off of you for centuries. And it's difficult to let go. They don't want to let go. They're so needy. They know that once they let go, their history, they'll die. You're their sustenance. You're their source supply. You're their secret weapon that they have been hurting everybody with for centuries, and they've lost you. And now they're getting all the shit that they made you carry back. There's a secret. You're the secret weapon, unseen by foes, ready to be unleashed, quietly deadly, a silent strike, revealing the arsenal of the unseen. I heard them say last night that they were on the brink of destruction. It could happen on the 8th, 9th, or 10th. It's the Mother's Day, and I heard the divine say, perhaps God, that retribution for her, this divine feminine, is they have to leave. There is no compensation. They have to get out of her house. Their energy cannot be in her house. She deserves better than to have to live in that energy that tried to destroy her. And all of the children and everybody else, they deserve more than to have to share space with those who brutalized them and tried to keep them so freaking small so they could glorify themselves. Romance. Please. Freaking please, man. It was never romance. I mean, half of these people are all about the gang or the whatever, R-A-P-E, date, R-A-P-E. This is all about force, dominance, power. But you're the secret weapon, and you were the one who gave them that power. They don't want to let it go. They know that that power doesn't belong to them. It's not theirs. It was never theirs. It was the light keepers, the divine feminines. Supernovas going off in her womb as life is created. The power to destroy, the power to give life. These low-level masculines were jealous. They saw themselves as less than. They were greedy. They wanted the wealth and the connections, and they wanted to be prideful men. I'm a high vibrational man. I know how to lead these low-level women. They're all prostitutes. They developed a system where their largest profit system is SEX slavery. Pretty nasty. So, okay, so they're selfish and greedy. They had no boundaries. They're not getting by your boundaries. They're unfair. They didn't reciprocate in a good way. You're rejecting them. They have a messed up perception of reality. They're not able to silence you. They left you isolated. You, perhaps a goddess or god, whatever, of time, somebody, the infinite universe is inside of you. And they stuck you in that hole there, and then they went up and lived in it as though you were nothing, but it came from you. You were the connector, the bridge. Now danger is approaching them. Those who were spreading misinformation about you, danger is approaching. You're the gift. They were spreading misinformation about you, the gift. They were gossiping. They could still be gossiping. The infinite fragments of everything is in you. You could be a goddess of time, reincarnated. So there's a release here. Their forgiveness for you, whatever it was that they tried to blame you in, it's seen very clearly now. You have inner peace. It's clear. You're not the chaos that these people tried to portray you as. Just because they were transferring their own nasty energy and defiling and hardening, in the occult sense, your waters all the time, making you live in a state of chaos all the time, doesn't mean that it was being generated by you. It was a circumstance. A circumstance you were forced to deal with alone. But you bellied up to the standing ones, your GPS. You got this GPS. You might be bringing temperance energy throughout the realms because you're drifting through the realms. You've let go of the map. You're more than just a regular healer. They keep calling you a survivor, and which I find very demeaning, because you're far more than that. You are a victor. As the master that you are, despite your gender, but there's a female on both of these cards, Rose. These men wanted to keep you down because you are imbued by the divine mother of all of life itself. And you're taking that energy between the realms and you're bringing healing, grounding. You're restoring clarity. It's the first step to building trust. So you're restoring clarity. You're drifting through the realms, bringing clarity and groundedness to the mind or to the thinking. Perhaps to those who had lost touch with their true self. They forgot who they were. They've been dragged around and fed a lie for so long, they lost touch with reality. The Hierophant is here, reading energy, not listening to words, not doing anything. There's patience. He's looking for the flame inside them. There's a magician here. Like, are they the sun, or are they just dressed up in it? Are they cloaked in it, or are they generator of it? There's a magician here that's in regret, over-analyzing how they drove the emotions of you. The thread of gold, the source connector. It's seen very clearly now how they manipulated you, the one who offered them the opportunity for this connection. It's seen very clearly how they tried to cast illusions and tell stories and file false documentation with your ancestors about who it was you were, who it is you are. You're the lightkeeper. You're the one with the thread of gold. Everybody else tried to hide you and silence you the best that they could. They did not want you to be seen. They were getting off on being seen as you, on wearing your energy, on using your beautiful gifts to hurt people in your energy and then claim it was you doing it. Digital whisper. Copycats. They told a lot of stories about you. And now they're not getting any more connection here. They're done. They're done. They were, they're in regret over making movies of you. I don't know how they would. I mean, personally, I've been alone for a very long time, so nobody's ever making, unless they have one of them weird, funky, astral, interdimensional cameras or whatever that they bring with them when they astral project and then harvest your sacral. I mean, they could have some kind of films like that. I don't know, because I don't know what their tech is. I just know they're vile, nasty. Speculation. So they're having a real hard time dealing with what they did here. This digital whisper, they could have, there's photographs and there could be a movie of the hanged woman, what they did to you in the history, how they unalived you. And I've been hearing that, what they did to you, what they did to you, the things they did to you. It's coming to an end. You're the main character. This is your last lifetime story. You have transformed throughout the incredible attack against your soul, against your upper dimensional family. There's a funeral here. There's a funeral. Yep. They may want to give you that, but they want to stop your story. They may want to put you in a funeral. Because we got hanged woman. But I'm looking at this. Intention is the hanged woman of the history, photographs, main character, funeral, and then we've got, they want to stop your story from being painted across the cosmos, or maybe they just can't use you any longer. We got speculation. They're chasing quick gains, but they're overestimating their potential return and underestimating the risk. They want to stop your story from being spread across the cosmos. They don't want these other slave colonies to hear about your success story, especially this woman. They say that it has to be a man that is in any of these positions of authority, but these are low vibrational, low level, incapable, unconnected entities calling themselves men, wanting to be honored as a god. And it's just wild that they would use the body and the voice and the muscles and the structure of the father to try to destroy the children and the mothers who bring them forth. It's wild to me. They use you like a drug. They just suck the life out of you through this reckless sex stuff, and it's a drug. They're addicted. It's a devil with very minimal fire in them. They don't have any fire in them. So this emperor is in either, they made a deal with the devil. This magician, he's a magician right there. Got his little tools. And sometimes it's just bad decisions. They made very bad decisions there. And they taught these pages to make very bad decisions. And now it's goodbye. I heard the other day that this curator say that they were going to rebel or something. They were blackmailing some people or doing something, and they were going to rebel or something. So we got the page here. Oh, wait, it didn't have to be violent to be final, but it is, and it will be. So whatever this page did, according to this Devil Emperor's guidance, and it's all coming back to them. They're a jackass thug. They have burnt the bridge. This is the final goodbye. Absolutely. Because you are allowed to change, and you will. And these ones tried to keep you in this, they tried to keep you stagnant. They wanted to keep you grounded. They wanted to keep you a fledgling all for eternity. They didn't want you to fly, but you're a freaking master. Regardless of what they tried to hold you back, the difference between them and you is that you're running around adding value to your soul, learning as much as you can, generating more fire, because that's what your soul is. SOL, you got the light of the sun in you. You're out here adding flame, adding value, as you have to embrace and alchemize more freaking darkness from these little a-holes. You had to become a greater flame, and that's exactly what you are. These magicians are just siphoners and pretenders. And it didn't have to be violent to be final, but it will be, because that's what they chose. That's what they chose. Centuries. You know, the Divine Feminine was begging them, pleading them, demanding, whatever. Every which way. We left. We tried to get away. Just leave us alone. No, 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 no. Casanova is coming out in the reverse. They were naive to think that fleeting affairs could ever take the place of a genuine connection. They should have trusted their heart more than their craving for new experiences. And they want forgiveness. They want forgiveness for using you like a drug. It's going to be very violent for them, this closure. God is not happy with the way they treated these high-value women. And the fact that they were using them as a bridge and a connector, stealing their spiritual identity, living in these upper dimensional spaces as them while trying to destroy those communities. As them, blaming them for it. Trying to destroy their reputation so they'd get kicked out forever, you know? It's been going on for thousands of years. They've been successful for a very long time. And we've got all these cards out. I'm just going to read them to you real quick. So we'll take exploited. So, yeah. You are allowed to change. They have burnt the bridge with you. You have transformed. You see, they're just a jackass. God sees it. Everything they did to you from the beginning to the end is coming back to them. Those who exploited others. So those who were blackmailing, they are rebelling, and they're speaking, confessing, doing whatever it is they do. This curator mentioned it the other day. Their blackmail isn't working anymore. They no longer really care, because it's over. We're getting a new beginning. Those people were consuming you, wearing your honor, spending your rewards, stepping into your status of whatever it was you were sent here to do, and they were reaping your rewards. It was all about the money. Oh, look at that person. They got this kind of a business coming up in their future. Or, oh, look at that person. They've got a house, they've got land, they got a business. Oh, let me go steal that spiritual identity. Crack open their heart in the 3D, shatter that connection, step in as that identity, and then just siphon the wealth. That's what these people have been doing. Wearing your honor. That's what these divine masculines said. They've been stealing your honor lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You're getting a new beginning because of it. They were involving other people. So you're getting your wishes granted. You have brought clarity around the dead weight of these people who refused. You can't glow if you won't let go. They were siphoning up to 50%, maybe more, you know, up to death of the life force vitality running in the body of these twin flames that they were desperate to keep apart. Dead weight. You were carrying the energy of death so that they could have life. And they gave the process a name. While all of the twin flames and earth angels died. Over and over and over again to make the illusion real. So those who were doing the over and back, the half court rule or whatever that is, you know, they were going over to the shadow, doing their known blood magic and whatever else they had to do. And then they were coming back and faking like they were an angel and that they had this beautiful energy and all these wonderful gifts and source connection and all that. So they're losing sleep because it was all a lie. They're not getting invited through this open ending, the ending. So there's 85,000 or 85 billion, I don't know. It's supposed to be an aeon, A-E-O-N, unlimited infinity. Like separation is infinite. They will never, ever, ever come back into the energy, and they're desperate to capture somebody and, I don't know, do whatever ritual they think is going to give them some kind of access. We got seeking help. They might be crying out for support. They made an unfair assessment of you. Divine Feminine, and who it is that you are partnered up with, who it is that the Hierophant is. They didn't think that your masterful, skillful will, your stubborn, you are life itself. It runs through you. It's just natural. And these people have been trying to, they thought they could just take it out of you. They could just destroy you. But you're part of it. It lives in you. It's an infinite flow. They thought they could just take it out of you. And they did over and over and over again. And they were upset because you kept reincarnating. You kept coming back and giving them more trouble. They made an unfair assessment. You'd never quit. Regardless of the torturous suffering, brutality while they were unaliving you in a very slow process, you know, over and over and over again, trying to destroy your soul so that your light would never shine. So now they're seeking help, right? There's some kind of an invisible forces thing going on. They did not see the full picture. They thought that you were just a sweet, kind, gentle soul, worthy of carrying the power and the gifts and the portal and everything else that you're connected to as an upper dimensional soprano or whatever this is. You're so high vibing. Your energy is so beautiful. You got the thread of gold, 2 swords, a light keeper, 4 swords, and these people tried to suck it out of you and say they were it. God knows who you are. Infinity is in you. You were their infinite reward. And the last time they tried to stick you here, God said, that's enough. They will no longer hold you back from your purpose. They're not taking your Ace of Pentacles. They're very upset that you're not dying. Your light keeps getting brighter. You keep telling or speaking more truth. They're stalking you and your socials. They're obsessed with you. You found the key people. You are the key. You found the core of the problem. You've unlocked the barriers. They have fallen. Their protections, their cloaks, their safety nets You got the key. You've identified the key. And it's all within reach. Danger is approaching. They need help. They're not getting an invitation. Wherever it is you're going, this beautiful place that you're going to share your energy with will not be accessed by these people. They never did the work. They were up there in this upper dimensional space. They were like 50 times higher than they ever should have went. They're running at 50% of the domain they're in, trying to rule over. They're running at 50% capacity. They have no business being there when they're glorifying death in a garden of creation. It's wild, man. So the bride is rejecting the third-party gigolo, pimp, hoe bag, POS, low-level devils wearing masks, pretending to be high value. They're not going through that door. They're not getting an invitation. Nobody's application is being accepted because the daughters and the sons that come from these twin flame unions deserve a high value, high vibrancy, already connected to source. They don't deserve some freaking director making pornography movies to broadcast throughout the cosmos and destroy somebody's reputation. Excellent, Rainbow Dragon. Excellent news. Good to see you here. Thank you, thank you. Let's try being nice now. Let's say it together. So the key, you're the key, or you found the key. The door is unlocked. The barriers have fallen. Zombies are approaching. Danger is approaching. These ones have been rejected. They're not going through the door. They're not getting an invitation. We got caught intentions here. If you truly knew my soul and my inner conflicts, you might not love me anymore. I'm terrified you'll reject me if I reveal my true self. So you've unlocked it. These people were hiding. They were running around trying to be, you know, powerful and all of that. So yeah, you're no longer caught in the tensions of this, the pimp and their Jezebel. The door is unlocked. The barriers have fallen. Two of Cups here, research, hermit, delete, delete, delete. They're bringing closure and detachment with the shadow people, those who do things in the shadow, and they are running. These are the mirrors, who are the copycats, or those who have stolen the identity of sacrificed innocent, pure roses, children or otherwise. We've got stardust. Yeah. Whoever it was, in this shadowy space, they never intended on coming, on showing up. They're just getting your hopes up. Somebody's on overload. Or maybe you are. Maybe because you were on overload, you're getting some kind of an unexpected surprise. Or maybe the fact that you are on your own causing an overload for somebody is an unexpected surprise. Maybe they never saw this in you. They never saw this in you. They thought, she's just a woman. She can't freaking accomplish anything. And it's like, you know, I just don't think women should be forced to serve people who feel so disrespectful toward us. It's like, okay, well, go take care of your own stuff then. I mean, there's no way that the energy should be getting on any of their stuff if they feel so badly about our presence, you know? I just don't think you're coming into your destiny. There's a strong, unbreakable bond here. And the puppet master, whoever was puppeting you, taking your money, taking your vital force, taking all that, they need a lifesaver. They're getting distracted. They're getting distracted, and they're being condemned by the twin flames for being a fraud, and for this stupid digital crap. So they're getting cut off. And because they were spying on people and then mimicking them, pretending that they were successful and tricking people in those other spaces, the 4D or whatever. It could be that your twin flame is lonely for you, but maybe there's a celebration here. You're removing walls built by cultural differences, and so the barriers have fallen. You've unlocked the door. The evil entity has left. Some kind of a secret weapon. False prophet. Six of Pentacles, greed, selfish, unfair, reality check, man. They did not see this coming. They've gotten rejected by the one that they left isolated. The infinity, the universe is in you. Danger is approaching them. Those people who spread misinformation about you, the gift. Dreamweaver in the reverse. They're not able to capture you in a web. They can't use fragments of infinity to weave a dream. They're not able to weave a dream. They're not part of your dream. They're rejected from your dream. They rejected you. Nine of Swords, release. There's no diluted attachments. You may have clarity, inner peace. Maybe you need a nap. Your GPS is very well grounded. The rose may be drifting between the realms, bringing this healing here, whatever it is. You might be drifting between the realms. Maybe you're being introduced as a stabilizer. I heard somebody say a while back that they even had hope now. So it's like they're bringing healing. And we've got restoring clarity. So it could be that there is some kind of a clarity being had, that these diluted attachments are being removed. So the rose is traveling, drifting between the realms, restoring clarity about these entities. The evil entity has left. So this thing that's been attached to some is being removed. The Hierophant is here, reading energy, not listening to words regarding twin flames. We have a Magician in regret over this thread of gold, digital whispering, making movies, showing movies, broadcasting movies of these high vibrational, trapped prisoners of war, divine feminines, these high value, beautiful, loving, angelic beings. Well, look, what is this? It came out in the reverse. It says, no honor among thieves. Fraud, scandal, cannot be trusted, corruption, criminals, robbery, extortion, foolish plans. So we got this. In this thread of gold, there is no thievery. There is no nastiness. There is no extortion. There's no scandal or fraud or nothing. It's pure. And this asshole magician was trying to deceive the upper divine by making movies and broadcasting it out. And these upper divine women, they're not. They never were that. So if it was that, then it was not these women, or there was something serious going on that allowed something like that to happen, because the thread of gold is honorable, and it always was, and it always has been. And you got this nasty ass magician out there RAPing the world and trying to cast the illusion that these high value upper dimensional daughters divine were that, and Source and all those ancestors. It's like, what the fuck? The Hanged Woman in the history, photographs, main character, funeral, and we've got unwritten skies. They don't want your story being told. They tried to stop your story. Intentions, expectations. Maybe they thought that that was going to happen to you, so now it's going to be happening to them. I did hear God or whoever is in charge, whatever commander, say that their intentions shall be their gift. Everything they did from the beginning to the end shall be done to them. They tried to frame a very high value, high ranking entity of being a demon with their stupid digital whispers, and that just simply isn't possible. Souls of that high quality don't come down here to assist people sharing their services and their skills, and then all of a sudden decide to go be a prostitute. Stupid. They think God's stupid. It's okay to start over and over and over again. Rebirth, reinvent, and rise. You had to climb up out of this hole they kept trying to stick you in. With sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. The Devil Emperor here made some very bad decisions, and it is goodbye. Goodbye, Casanova. There's no more Casanova. They were using your sex like a drug. They were selling it throughout the universe. It did not have to be violent to be final, but apparently it will be. It is. We've got 2 bodies, 1 soul, pure love. They have dispelled the illusion, the mirrors, and these are reflections, changings of the tides. You've discovered the secrets of the shadow. So, you know, this Devil Emperor really led these pages in the wrong direction. They made so many bad decisions, and they're going to have to pay for those decisions. It's goodbye forever, eternity, 85,000 years, 85 billion years. It's infinity. It's an aeon. It'll never end, never end. For these guys, this separation is final. Everything that they did from the beginning to the end will be happening to them. And just because they look like a page right now doesn't mean they're not an old freaking geezer that's like thousands of years old, just in a different skin suit. A jackass thug burned the bridge, a shapeshifter. You're allowed to change. Your form is not your fate. This, we got exploitation. Not part of the plan. Avoiding problems, trying something new, unexpected path, abandoned danger. Exploitation. So the thing I think that was not part of the plan was that these people that they've been exploiting, blackmailing, and all of that, they're rebelling. Because they burned the bridge. So they're like, wait, you know, so they're rebelling. They're like, well, wait, is there anything? So, you know, can they say this, do that, offer this, speak on this, you know, pay a price, whatever. I don't know. But there's some rebellion going on between these people. And you've got the 9 of Cups here in the environment. You're getting wishes granted, happiness, and for bringing this clarity. For taking care of yourself with this 4 of Cups, you're transforming and liberated from this dead weight. Those who were playing the over and back rule or the half court rule or whatever, they're worried and losing sleep because they didn't receive an invitation. They're not getting an invitation into the open ending, into the door of you. They made an unfair assessment of you. They thought they could just take you out and take your place, and now they're seeking help. So we got spiritual baths, self-care rituals, cleanse negativity, spiritual cleanse. They may be trying to figure out how they can cleanse themselves because their black magic failed. Whatever they did here, like maybe your energy is just so pure. Whatever they sent to you couldn't stick to you. I've heard this curator talking about women out there having demons attached to her now. Apparently there's a religious lady out there that has a demon attached to her. They've been using prayers in a bad way. I don't know, but it's like your energy is so pure, their stuff won't stick to you. So now they need help because of your purity. They made an unfair assessment. They thought they had you down and that they could stick whatever they want to in your waters. They thought that they could trouble your waters, but you take your life and your happiness, your steadiness very seriously. Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. They're afraid. They did not get the money. And it sucks. They think it sucks that you're not dying. Or maybe they think it sucks because they feel like they're dying. You have illuminated the truth. You've discovered the core of the problem, the key people. And they're stalking your socials right now, obsessed with you. You've unlocked the barriers. They've fallen. What you seek is now within reach, and we've got caught in tensions. You're not caught in any tensions. Like you're protected from it. They can't get at you. They're not. Elimination of evil in the reverse. You're not caught in tensions. You don't have any evil. There's no evil attached to you. Energetic grounding. So again, this is that connection with the mother. That you have. Big love, big love. The mother loves you. So you've got all that. And we've got, I don't care, boundaries, emotional detachment, lack of empathy, uninterested and unbiased. So these people are stalking your socials. They can't get this evil entity off of them because it wouldn't stick to you. They tried to send it to you. It wouldn't stick to you. At least 2 times. There's at least 2 different women, apparently, at the beck and call of these men who are out there flinging dark entities at these divine feminines, at these main characters. They want to knock them out. So we got feminines out there trying to do this on behalf of this devil emperor who wants to continue using your sex like a drug, divine feminine. We got courthouse. They got sad messages of concern. We got elimination of evil. You're not gonna, like, it's like you came here to help them eliminate evil or whatever, and they decided to make a deal with evil. It's like rather than stand with you, they decided to pile it all on you and then blame you in this stupid sacrificial rose freaking mirror identity theft thing. They got to go to court because they don't own you. They don't own you. And it's like, let go already. They keep sending these evil entities to you, these black magic, and they keep trying, as death magic, they keep sending funeral magic at you. It's like, and so the royal mother, the mother stated that they won't obtain you and to be prepared because they're not going to survive. So, but they keep sending it. And you would think by now that they would know that what's happening. There's a detachment. The moon, their moon magic is not going to work. They got to go to the courthouse, and we've got, a karmic wheel. Hope doesn't stop the karmic wheel from turning. So they can't stick their karma on you. They're trying to do moon magic, but it's backfiring because there's a detachment. They can't make it stick to you. They cannot stick their karma on you. We've got message of concern, courthouse. You're an independent divine feminine. You've been out there with your hard hat on in a dark place with your little light, and you're out there, got your gloves on, and you're getting it done. This is an unexpected surprise. Somebody is overloaded. Oh my goodness. You were not supposed to be, you were supposed to be buried under this stuff. But it's not there because it's like the mother, the earth mother took it off of you. And now what, Rose? You're moving through the realms, you're sharing this information with people, you're helping them release that kind of stuff, you know, in the dream space or whatever. You're sharing your wisdom about how to remove these attachments, how to get clarity. Maybe you are helping people do that. Oh, I guess I'm done here, aren't I? All right, well, make a wish, manifest dreams into reality. So you made a wish, you're manifesting your dreams into reality. These people have burned their bridge, and this is the second time it came out. They've burned their bridge. So, yeah, the ravens are here, life and death. They've burned their bridge. They're not getting back in infinitely. Infinitely. They've been exposed. Well, that is all the cards that I have out to use right now. So looks like that would be the end of this reading. I hope you all got something out of this, or that it resonated with something that you already intuitively knew or not. Please don't make it fit if it doesn't. Thank you for being here with me. It's been a while. It's been 3 months. They gave me a strike and they kicked me out for 3 months. Thanks so much, everybody. Real nice to be here with you. Thank you for all of your monetary gifts. I appreciate it very much. But I appreciate your presence, and this sounds good. It sounds good to me. Like they just can't stick it on you anymore. Nobody's going to be stealing your honor anymore. Nobody's going to be stealing your identity and going up into that space where you came from. You have survived. And you are identifiable, and there's nothing these ones can do to trap you, even though they're trying. They're sending out these evil entities and this black magic, and they're trying to do it, but it's not working. And it will continue to not work. There's a big bad mess of trouble. So the Divine Mother and whatnot is transferring all of the stolen wealth, all of that stuff that they took when they gained a union and then stole the identity and buried for centuries this beautiful rose. May 8th, between May 8th or May 10th, there is some kind of a thing that's got these ones worried. And I don't know if it's the actual upper dimensional divine masculine coming to whip up some necessary ass kicking, because you know these phony balonies have been having a great time keeping divine feminine in this space, the divine feminine masters, and they have not let her go home for a long time. They've been spinning stories while torturing and brutalizing, while these low-level devils have been spinning some freaking magical illusions, you know, and filing false reporting. So it should be almost over here in the next 2 to 4 days. Something significant may happen, and I don't know if that's going to be in the 3D or if there's just going to be some kind of a flash point and a vanishing point or something like that. So anyway, take care. Treat yourself very kindly. Do what you want. If you want to have cookies for dinner, damn, have cookies, man. Make yourself happy over the next couple days, because I have no idea what's going to happen. But it is going to be significant. Take care, everybody. See you later. Good night.